Last time on Gothic Games.
If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy. That's a little...
This doesn't involve you!
Look who's talking, you wannabe edgy bitch! Edgy? Most people learn to get over themselves after they graduate middle school, you know.
The only cute thing about you is how hard you try.
You might cut yourself on that edge, Yuri.
Oh my bad, you already do, don't you? I'm sure he'll be head over heels for you after this.
Gothic!
Meanwhile...
Hello YouTube, and welcome back to Doki Doki Literature Club. When we left off, Yuri's trying to convince us to read The Portrait of Markov. Oh, that might have been a little bit of a spoiler. Spoilers? But anyways, I'm really into it. The book, I mean. Not the thing about the limbs. That's kind of dark, isn't it? Yuri made it sound like it was going to be such a nice story, but so that dark turn came out of nowhere. You're not a fan of that sort of thing, Gothic. No, it's not that. I mean, I can definitely enjoy those kinds of stories, so don't worry. I hope so. Yeah, I totally forgot that Yuri is into those things. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be so completely different. It's just that kind of story. It's the kind that challenges you to look at life from a strange new perspective. When horrible things happen, not just because someone wants to be evil,
But because the world is full of horrible people and we're all worthless anyway. Then suddenly...
Yeah, I'm rambling, aren't I? Not again. I'm sorry. Hey, don't apologize. I haven't lost interest or anything. Well, I guess it's alright then. But I feel like I should let you know that I have this problem. When I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts,
My whole body gets incredibly...
I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. So I'm sorry if I end up saying something strange. And please stop me if I start talking too much. I really don't think you need to worry. I do. That just means you're passionate about reading. The least I can do is listen. That's a literature... Again, it's a literature club after all. Ah, that's true. In fact, I might as well get started reading it, right? Yes. I mean, you don't have to, but... What are you saying? Let me just get the book. I quickly retrieved the book that I had put into my bag. Alright, it's fine if I sit here, right? I slip into the seat next to Yuri's. Yeah. Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive. I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to. It's just something I'm not very used to. That is, reading in company with someone. I see. Well, just let me... Just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything. Alright. I open the book and start the prologue. I soon understand that Yuri means about reading in company. It's as if I can feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. I hate that. It always feels like someone's reading over my shoulder, which is a really big pet peeve of mine. And I actually have Liz do it sometimes, and I've learned not to chastise her about it. We'll put it that way. It's not particularly a bad thing, maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri's in the corner of my eye. I realize that she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. It looks like she's reading from my book instead. Sorry.
I just baby...
Whoa! Yuri, you're really apologizing a lot, don't you? You really... Blah, blah. I do. I don't really mean to. Sorry. I mean... Here, this should work, right? I slide my desk until it's up against Yuri's, then hold my book more between the two of them. I suppose so. Yuri timidly closes her own copy. The copy. Once we each lean in a little bit, our shoulders are almost touching. It feels like my left arm is in the way, so instead I use my right hand to hold open the book. I guess that makes it kind of difficult to turn the page. Here. Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and forefinger. Ah. I do the same with my right arm so that on the right side of the book. That way, I turn a page and Yuri slides it under her thumb after it flips to her side. But in holding it like this, we're huddled even closer together than before. It's actually kind of distracting me. It's as if I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face and she's in the corner of my vision. Are you ready? Oh, that was Yuri. Are you ready? To turn the page. Sorry. I think I got a bit distracted for a second. I glance over at Yuri's face and our eyes meet. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her. Ah, that's okay. You're not used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a little bit longer. It's probably the least I can do, since you've been so patient with me. Yeah, thanks. We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume that she's finished the page before me, so I turn it of my own volition. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange. My thumb gently letting go of the page, letting it flutter over to her side as she catches it under her own thumb. Hey Yuri, this might be a silly thought, but the main character kinda reminds me of you a bit. No, I don't relate to this character at all. Definitely not. Really? I was just thinking the way that she second guesses. I spit on my microphone. Whoops. I was just thinking the way she second guesses things she says and all that. That's what you were thinking about. Sorry. I thought you meant something else about her. Something else? Never mind. We didn't even get that far yet. So I don't know why that came into my head. Yuri, are you feeling alright? Yuri's been a little fidgety ever since we started reading. You can rest if you're feeling sick or something. Your breathing is a little... My breathing? Yuri puts her hand on her chest as if to feel her heartbeat. I didn't even notice. Anyway, I'm fine. I just need some water. Alright, don't push yourself. Yuri stands up and practically rushes out of the classroom. What on earth was that about? Gothic, did something happen just now? I have no idea. Yuri was acting a little strange, I guess. So, you don't know anything? Sorry, I can't say I do. Are you worried about her? Oh, no, not really. I was just making sure that you didn't do anything to her. No, nothing. Don't worry, I believe you, silly. Yuri just does this sometimes, so it's nothing alarming. Alright, if you say so. Anyway, why don't we start with sharing our poems with each other? Shouldn't we wait for Yuri? Well, she might be a while, so I just figured we'd get started without her. Is that okay? Yeah, I was just asking. I stand up. I make a mental note of where I left off in the book when I slip it back into my bag. I can never do that. I need a frickin' bookmark. Okay, Monica first, I guess. Hi again, Gothic. How's the writing going? Alright, I guess. I'll take that. As long as it's not going bad. I'm happy that you're applying yourself. So maybe you'll come up with some Master Chief. Yes, you'll come up with a Master Chief. I wouldn't count on that. You never know. Want to play some Halo with me later? Would you want to share what you wrote for today? Sure, here you go. I give my poem to Monica. Alright. Great job, Gothic. I was going, oh, in my head while reading it. It's really metaphorical. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. I guess I underestimated you. It's easiest for me to keep everyone's expectations low. That way, or it's easiest for me to keep everybody's expectations low. That way, it always counts when I put in effort. That's fair. Well, I guess it worked anyway. You know what Yuri likes? You know that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? Writing that's full of imagery and symbolism. Sometimes I feel like Yuri's mind is just totally detached from reality. I don't mean that like it's a bad thing, though. But sometimes I get the impression that she's just totally given up on people. She spends so much time in her own head that it's probably a much more interesting place for her. But that's why she gets so happy when you treat her with a lot of kindness. I don't think she's used to being indulged like that. She must be really starved for social interaction, so don't blame her for coming on a little strongly. Okay? Like earlier, I think if she gets too stimulated, she ends up withdrawing and looking for alone time. Suddenly, the door opens. Yuri! I'm back. Did I miss anything? Not really. Well, we all started sharing our poems with each other. Already? I'm sorry for being late. No need to apologize. We still have plenty of time, so I'm glad that you took all the time you needed. Alright. Thanks, Monica. I suppose I should go get my poem now. But anyway, you want to read my poem now. I like the way that this one turned out, so I hope you do too. Save me. It's the same one. The colors they want, bright, beautiful colors, flashing, expanding, piercing, red, green, blue, an endless cacophony of meaningless noise. The noise, it won't stop, violent, grating waveforms, speaking, screeching, piercing, sine, cosine, tangent, like playing a chalkboard on a turntable, like playing a knife on a breathing rib cage, an endless poem of meaningless... Delete her. You already did! Or is she talking about Yuri now? Oh, you are the Yandere of the ultimate kind. Sorry, I know it's kind of abstract. I'm just trying to, well, never mind. There's no point in explaining. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip for the day. Sometimes you'll find yourself facing a difficult decision. When that happens, don't forget to save your game. Thanks for the reminder. You never know when, who am I talking to? Can you hear me? Tell me you can hear me. I get whoa, goosebumps. She's talking to me. Anything? Please help me. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Did I miss something? I feel like I may have missed something. Natsuki?
Well, it's not terrible, but it's pretty disappointing after your last one. Then again, if this one was as good as your last one, I would be completely pissed.
Well, I guess I wanted to try something a little different this time.
Fair enough, you're still new to this, so I wouldn't expect you to find your style right away. I mean, everyone in the club writes really different from each other. Maybe you'll find a little influence from all of us. For instance, I noticed that you were spending some time with Yuri today. Not that I care who you're spending time with. After all, I was taught never to expect anything from anybody. So it's not like I was waiting for you or anything. Still, you should at least look over my poem. You'll probably be able to learn something from it.
I love it! It's so... It's so much symboling. It means something.
Gothic, Why didn't you come read with me today? I was waiting for you. I was waiting for a long time. It was the only thing I had to look forward to today. Why did you ruin it? Do you like Yuri more? I think you're better off not associating with her. Are you listening to me? Yuri is a sick freak. That should be obvious by now. So just play with me instead, okay? You don't hate me, Gothic, do you? Do you hate me?
Oh God!
Do you want to make me go home crying? The club is the only place I feel safe. Don't ruin that for me. Don't ruin it, please. Just stop talking to Yuri. Play with me instead. It's all I have. Play with me. Play with me.
Oh my God! What was that? Okay, Yuri, what do you have to say? I've been waiting for this. Let's see what you've written today. Yuri smiles and takes a deep breath. I like just holding it. I mean, the poem turned out good. It's, well, there are some things that you could work on, but that doesn't really matter. It feels like anything written by you is a treasure. That came out a little awkward. Let's move on. Here's the poem I wrote. You don't have to like it or anything. Wheel, okay. This is very different. Wheel, a rotating wheel, turning an axle, grinding bolt head, linear gearbox, falling skies, 7 holy stakes, a docked ship, a portal to another world, a thin rope tied to a thick rope, a torn harness, parabolic gearbox, expanding universe, tune controlled by slipping cogwheels, existence of God, swimming with open water in all directions, drowning, a prayer written in blood, a prayer written in time, devouring snakes with human eyes, a thread connecting all living human eyes, a kaleidoscope of holy stakes, exponential gearbox, a sky of exploding stars, God disapproving the existence of a god, a wheel rotating in 6 dimensions, 40 gears, and a ticking clock, a clock that ticks 1 second for every rotation of the planet, a clock that ticks 40 times every time it ticks every second time, a blonde head of holy stakes tied to the existence of a docked ship of another world, a kaleidoscope of blood written in clocks, a time-devouring prayer connecting a sky of 40 gears and open human eyes in all directions, breathing gearbox, breathing bloodhead, breathing ship, breathing portal, breathing snakes, breathing God, breathing blood, breathing holy stakes, breathing human eyes, breathing time, breathing prayers, breathing sky, breathing wheel. It feels like they used a poem generator for this one. What are all the stains on the paper? Do I want to know? I have a feeling I don't. It doesn't really matter what it's about. My mind has been a little hyperactive lately, so I had to take it out on your pen. Okay. That is, a pen fell out of your backpack yesterday, so I took it home for safekeeping, and I just really like the way that it writes. So I wrote this poem with it, and now you're touching it. I'm okay. What did I just... can we pretend this conversation never happened? You can keep the poem, though. Oh, you have unlocked a special poem. Would you like to read it? Maybe next... I'm gonna have to use that as a stinger. Thank you all so much for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, and don't forget to hit that notification bell if you like what you're seeing. If you don't like what you're seeing, or if you have another game you want to see us play here on Serious Gaming, let us know in the comments. We might actually get to it. And until next time, have a good one.
Why can't I just be the one for once? Together forever, we're never gonna be apart. Maybe we'll never be together, but forever you'll be in my heart.
I really don't, but... Oh, good for you. You rejected all of it. Good for you. Are you happy? Are you pleased with yourself? Nothing is real?